Dear friends and truth seekers, today we are here to share with you an extraordinary message, one of those that come once in a lifetime. A message that comes from beyond the veil of everyday life, directed to the heart and soul of each of us. The Virgin Mary has left us two warnings, two events during which she urges us to stay at home. But why? What awaits us? Stay with us to find out. Imagine for a moment receiving such a powerful and direct message that it compels you to stop and reflect on your life, your choices, and the future of our world. Today, we have just such a message to share with you, an appeal that transcends time and space, carrying with it a sense of urgency and protection. Before we delve into this journey of discovery, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. This way, you won't miss any of our videos, laden with meaningful messages and hidden truths ready to be revealed. In times of growing uncertainty and global turmoil, spirituality and Marian apparitions have taken on an increasingly central role in guiding humanity towards a path of peace, reflection, and, according to many, inner renewal. These manifestations, often characterized by messages emphasizing the importance of prayer, repentance, and universal love, have attracted believers and the curious from every corner of the globe, eager to find guidance in such complex times. Among the numerous messages and apparitions attributed to the Virgin Mary in recent years, two events have stood out for their resonance and the apparent urgency of their communications. These events, while shrouded in mystery and personal interpretation, have issued a maternal call to seek refuge, metaphorically and sometimes literally, within the confines of our homes. But why do these messages emphasize such a return to the private and familial sphere? And what events could they be alluding to? To better understand, it is necessary to immerse ourselves not only in the specific details of these messages, but also in the broader context in which they are situated. The Catholic tradition, as well as other religious traditions, is rich in examples of Marian apparitions and spiritual messages that have guided believers in times of crisis. From Fatima to Lourdes, passing through Medjugorje, these manifestations have been interpreted as heavenly signs calling for introspection, prayer, and a life lived with greater spiritual awareness. The invitation to stay safe within our own domestic walls can be interpreted in various ways. On one hand, it may reflect a material concern for imminent events that could threaten people's physical safety. Earthquakes, natural disasters, pandemics, or conflicts could be the unspecified but elusively present events in such messages. On the other hand, the call to take refuge at home assumes a metaphorical dimension, suggesting a retreat from the external world to focus on inner life, family, and the closer community as sacred spaces for reflection and spiritual growth. The relevance of following such advice lies not only in protection from potential physical dangers, but also and above all in the opportunity to embark on an inner journey of reconnecting with our deepest values, our loved ones, and for believers, with God. In an era dominated by technology, consumerism, and an increasingly pervasive sense of alienation, these messages invite us to rediscover the spiritual dimension of existence, highlighting how, ultimately, peace and human salvation can arise from a renewed commitment to love, compassion, and community. The analysis of such spiritual phenomena requires an open and non-dogmatic approach, capable of evaluating the multiple dimensions, religious, psychological, social, that these messages imply. By comparing sources, testimonies, and interpretations, it is possible to approach the heart of these phenomena, grasping their profound meaning and, perhaps, the invitation to personal and collective transformation towards a more harmonious and aware future. And you, what do you think? Do you believe that messages of this nature have a real and tangible significance in our daily lives? Or do you simply consider them as spiritual metaphors? Write in the comments the word revelation. The message of the Virgin Mary, as interpreted in many contexts and apparitions, often conveys universal themes of peace, faith, conversion, and inner reflection. In a period characterized by events imposing restrictions, such as the need to stay at home, her words take on an even deeper and more personal meaning. The invitation to look within ourselves and around us with new eyes prompts us to evaluate our lives and the surrounding world from a renewed perspective, seeking meanings and connections that we previously ignored or underestimated. Inner reflection is a central theme in many spiritual teachings, including those related to Marian apparitions. We are asked to examine our consciences, our values, our priorities, and our actions. In a time of physical isolation, such as that imposed by the need to stay at home, we have a unique opportunity to come to terms with ourselves without the distractions of everyday life. This time can become an occasion for profound personal growth, where we can learn more about ourselves, recognize our flaws, and work to become better people. Openness to a spiritual path is an invitation to explore dimensions of our existence that go beyond the material and the immediate. In an age where certainties seem to waver and material values lose some of their allure, turning to spirituality can offer solid foundations on which to build or rebuild our lives. Faith, in this context, is not only believing in something unseen, but also trusting that through our openness and commitment to a spiritual journey, we can find a peace and serenity that the external world cannot offer us. Looking beyond the veil of appearances challenges us to seek deeper truths, which are often hidden or ignored. In a society saturated with information and distracted by superficial entertainment, it is easy to lose sight of what is truly important. The message of the Virgin Mary encourages us to see beyond, to recognize the spiritual essence in people and situations, to understand that behind every trial there is a lesson, behind every challenge there is an opportunity for growth. Staying at home in response to events that threaten our health and safety is seen not only as an act of prudence, but also as an act of faith. It is an expression of trust that by following the indications for the common good, we can overcome difficulties. At the same time, it is a recognition that our responsibility extends beyond personal well-being and extends to the community. This period of seclusion can be experienced as an offering, a small but significant sacrifice that contributes to the well-being of all. In this context, the message of the Virgin Mary becomes a beacon of hope and a guide for navigating uncertain times. It invites us to reflect, to seek a deeper meaning in our lives, and to find peace and understanding on a spiritual journey. It is a reminder that even in moments of crisis, we can find opportunities to grow, to love, and to serve in ways that we may not have considered before. True faith is manifested not only in words, but in actions, in taking care of ourselves and others, in opening ourselves to a spiritual path, and in the ability to see beyond appearances, thus discovering messages and meanings that transcend our being.